My name is Richard Wayne Grant. I was 18 when I enlisted in the Navy. Uh, Signed up for 4 years. I almost put 4 years in because anybody with less than 90 days left on their tour of duty after the ship sank had their choice of going home right away, and I took that option, and it was just a couple weeks later, and I was a civilian again. And yeah, it's I enjoyed serving. I don't know if I'd want to do it again, but I put in my 4 years and went home. And now there's only one thing left of that 4 years I put in the Navy, and that's to see that these guys belong, get their name on that wall, and I hope we can get this done. 50 years, it's going to be in 1 month, June 3rd, 1969, 3 o'clock in the morning, and we had left Vietnam. We were in support there. We were shelling and providing fire on Barrier Island, and we had left because this was a scheduled, I don't know if it was a NATO or whatever, peaceful maneuvers, training maneuvers with various navies, and there was, I don't know, maybe 20 ships out there. And we were there to support aircraft carriers. That's a destroyer's mission, is to support aircraft carrier and pick up, lost planes or whatever. If they don't make it, or if they and the ships change during the course of the night. We would be in behind it, or in front of it, or off to the side. And it was during one of these switches we got in front of the HMS Melbourne, and it just hit us broadside, and the ship just went over 90 degrees. We were all thrown out of our racks. The aft portion of the ship righted itself after a couple of minutes. We just popped back up and picked ourselves up off the floor and proceeded to get dressed because everybody back there was sleeping. And we were locked inside for 22 minutes. We didn't know where we were, what had happened. It was all the electricity was severed, the lines were severed. 22 minutes later, when we did not know how long we were there, they opened up the aft hatch, and we proceeded to crawl up the ladder, and they were throwing us life jackets as we got on deck, and we were right beside the Melbourne, the aircraft carrier that had cut us in half, that had hit us. Well, they hit us, we got in their way. And we climbed up on a cargo net, threw it over the side of the Melbourne, and we got onto the flight deck, and we started walking forward. And we looked down, and the ship was gone. The front half of our ship, we didn't know what happened, and we were informed that first I'd heard that the front part of the ship went down in about 90 seconds, but then I heard later that it was probably closer to 5 minutes. A lot of the guys ended up in the water that night. There was a lot of injured people. We got some really bad stories to tell about, when you cut through a ship, a working ship, you're going to have a lot of heat, a lot of gas, a lot of steam, a lot of injuries. They're still lost. They're still on patrol in the bottom of the South China Sea, and and at least it'll be a way that they can be remembered by their families and loved ones. Out of the 74, there was one body. One body was recovered. The other 73 are missing. Anybody who knows the whole story will agree with our position on it, the association's position, that those guys do in fact belong on the Vietnam Memorial Wall. It feels terrible. I mean, you feel that they belong on the wall. The whole country feels that they deserve to be on the wall. You can talk to anybody who knows the story, and I've shared that story with, I never shared it with many people. It was part of my past, and then I got involved with the association again after being retired, and we're passionate about this. And Yeah, and so the DOT says, no, they can't be in a wall. Well, where do they belong? Yeah, they belong someplace. They gave their life. It was a lot of guys. The Department of Defense tried to, they were going to have some kind of interpretation center or whatever by the wall in Washington, and that was in the planning stages, and they said that they were going to memorialize the guys on a plaque there. Well, that's been junked, so that's not going to happen. And it's our position is they belong on the wall, and we don't care. They could put it on 6 other plaques someplace, but it should be on the wall also. It's our goal is to see to it that they get on the memorial. And Randy Richards informed me last year that it had sailed through the House and everything looked good, and it got to the Senate and it got in committee, and then it just was lost in the Senate. And we don't know why or who did it, or he couldn't inform me that. And now Mr. Kramer's a senator, and he's on the committee, and hopefully we'll get this done. It's something that we're really looking forward to, and hope it gets done.